I found this 5-gallon bucket in the back of the shop, and I didn't remember what was in it. And I took a peek inside, and I was like, oh yeah, this is some Evapo-Rust, and I put something in there probably 7, 8, 9 years ago. I forgot about it. A lot was going on at that time, and it sat there this whole time. I poked around just a little bit. I think it was some old rusty tools I got at a sale somewhere, but we'll have a look in the bucket and see what's in there and see what happens when you leave things in Evapo-Rust for nearly a decade. Okay, so the lid was not on tight and a lot of it evaporated. It's quite, it's not really super thick, but sort of. And there's some like pasty stuff in the bottom. I don't know what that is. If there's anything in there. Oh, there is something in there. It's like that stuff they find at the bottom of the ocean. What else is in there? Oh, here's a drift. And that's the nice thing, I guess, with Evapo-Rust not being an acid, is that it won't eat the metal away. You know, the good metal, it just tends to attack the rust. And we can use the drift to scrape the crud that formed on this thing off. I think it's a wrench. But it's like encased in, I don't know what. Okay, I'll set that aside. I can scrape that off there later. And here's another one. This is a little center punch. I'm going to put it in this other bucket that's in front of me. Here is a wrench with just a little bit of stuff built up on it. So I'm not sure what the solids that settled out of the Evapo-Rust are. But there's probably a quarter inch or so of stuff on the bottom there. Little pry tool. Oh, there's something else. This looks like some other type of little punch that's encased in stuff. Encased in there pretty good. Okay. Set that aside. Nope. I think that's it. There's just some crud on the bottom of the bucket, but no other tools. Okay, I'll try to get the crud chipped off that other wrench and punch and rinse them off, then we'll see what we got. Okay, after a little cleanup, we wound up with a couple wrenches. This one says Drop Forged USA. You can definitely tell it's worse for the wear. And I can't tell the brand name on it. It's 1/2 inch 9/16 it looks like. WESM or U something, I can't quite tell. There is a little Dunlop wrench, 7/16, 3/8 maybe. And oh, you can't see that. Here's a little Dunlop wrench. It's a 7/16 and 3/8. I don't know how well that'll show up on the camera, but the surface almost looks molten. It definitely has that look like something that, you know, they dig up stuff that's been under the sea for hundreds of years and clean it off, and that's what this stuff looks like. There is this scraper pry tool, but notice that this point on this end is still perfectly fine. I would have thought if that would have gotten eaten off in the bucket, that would have been the first thing to go. You know, I polished this down on the wire wheel till we got to the metal surface, and it says, if it'll focus there, CTC. Don't know what brand that is. And there's a drift here by Mayhew, USA. And again, not in the best shape. But this one's not too bad. Center punch has definitely seen better days. It's got some big chunks eaten in this end, so I think this has been drilled into or something. I don't know. It's a Mayhew. And another punch here. And I don't see a name on this one. Again, not in very good shape. So, for, you know, I know it's been more than 7 years, so probably, you know, at least 8 years it's been in that bucket. I seem to recall something about getting an old toolbox or something that had these tools in there, and they're rusty and in the bottom, and so I threw them in, you know, that used bucket of Evapo-Rust, and then life happened and I forgot about it. So that's what we got out of there. That's kind of interesting. So it's good to know Evapo-Rust isn't going to eat the stuff away, but I don't know how much of this damage was existing and how much was caused being in the Evapo-Rust that long. But seeing as how this point's not eaten off of there, I don't know what to think. Anyhow, I just thought I would share that with y'all. It was kind of an interesting and unintentional experiment.